I've lost all ambition or worldly acclaim. I just wanna be the one you love. I've lost all ambition or world.
All right, hello everybody, welcome to another night of streaming. And today is a very special day, not only because I get to be back here with you beautiful and amazing people, but today we're gonna get a little tinfoil hat. You know, we're gonna get a little conspiratorial, a little how do you say, hey Quacky, what's up, man? Welcome in. Get a shout out to Quack attack. Welcome in, Quack. How are you, bro? Seems like it's gonna be a slow Sunday for us tonight, guys, but it's fine. We like them slow Sundays. Oh, what the hell? What's up, JLB? Why didn't your thing work? Dude, is Blurb fucking me? There we go. Okay, I had to refresh it. But, I believe, yeah, thanks, guys. I believe we can try to redeem that again now.
I don't know, I love my voice.
I love all you guys.
I love
this
you.
is a great day to be
great.
smiling friends. This is what energy. I like.
Dude, what is up, guys? What are you guys up to? Are you guys ready for this alien video? Now, this is one that I have watched on stream before, I'm not gonna lie, but I figured with all this new alien stuff coming out, you guys can see all this shit that we had before that is now kind of being confirmed by all this alien shit, right? So, this is a video from 1995 where this geologist named Phil Schneider made some claims about working in an underground base and doing an encounter of some aliens. And in this encounter, our buddy, he lost a few fingers. So you guys are gonna, I want to see this with y'all. This is a bit of a long video, but we'll get through it. Hopefully everybody's got time. I know Quack's got a stream tonight, so we'll probably raid out to Quack.
Do it, lady.
Linda.
Yeah. Do it, lady.
What's up, JLB?
Do it, lady. Do it, lady.
It is it. Do it, lady.
Oh. He always sounds so disgusted, it's crazy. Sorry. I was adjusting stuff, but okay, we should be good to go. Let's just get started with it. Let's see. Screen capture. There we go. There it is. The screen capture. But okay, so this is a video from 1995. With geologist Phil Schneider. And now this guy said he had like the highest clearance in government for anything. And he's alleged worked on... Hey, Cereal! Damn, Cereal, I thought you were asleep. This would have been a good one to react with you. I feel like you would really fucked with this. Hey, Leah's here. Welcome in, Leah. Hold on, I gotta... Oh, Llama Mama! Okay, I gotta get all these shoutouts. Let's get one for Cereal. And let's get one for Leah?
todo lo que ves. ¿Sí ves? ¿Sí ves?
And let's get one for Lama Mama. Welcome in, y'all. Man, everybody got here just in time, because we're about to get started on this video. With all the new info that's been coming out about UFOs and aliens and stuff, I feel like this video from 1995 is pretty accurate of all the all these things that are being confirmed about all the races of aliens and all this shit now. This was all explained or talked about in this video, which is from Preparedness Expo 95. So this is like a thing where I guess people go and it's like a convention about tinfoil hat stuff, which I looked up Preparedness Expo a few years before this, and I don't think they do it anymore. I almost said I was almost 4 then. Oh, I was -1. Or what was I? Yeah, I was -1. But this is a very interesting video. I'm gonna put some subtitles to here just in case, because it is a video from the 90s, so some things might be hard to hear. But without further ado, let's do a swig break. Dude, I was throwing the baseball with my nephew yesterday, and I straight up, my arm feels tired. Like, it feels like I went lifting. Okay, I'm actually really excited. All right, enough chit-chatting. Let's do this. Whoa, what does that say? Sorry. The music and, like, the video style, it gives it such an eerie feeling sometimes. Earth changes. Prophecies and the days to come. Firearms, the people's liberty, teeth. From peace officer to law enforcement personnel. Food, the international medium of power. Defending your wealth in difficult times. Is the sun setting on our republic? Damn, dude, they were already saying this shit in 95. It's kind of scary, huh? There's no truth. Is it cooking? Is the video cooking, or is it me? Clinton Chronicles. They were already talking shit about Clinton. Gun owners. I don't know what that is. The Ozone Center. What is it, like water purifiers, maybe? I mean, this is a big expo, as you can see. Like, it seems like it was pretty popular in its days. When did the X-Files come out? I need to see something real quick. When did the X-Files come out? 1993. So I feel like the X-Files had a big impact in the American zeitgeist at this time, where people were getting more ready to see things or go to things like this. I really hate that the video's cooking. Bless you, Mistar. Preparedness Expo 96 for the peace of mind in our changing world. Wait, it said 95 in the thing. Presents. Phil Schneider, survivor of the alien-human war at Dulce, New Mexico. Okay, here we go. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have played Half-Life, but this guy is basically Gordon Freeman. Allegedly. Secret underground bases and the New World Order. Woo! Phil Schneider has 17 years experience working in the government black projects, carrying a level 3 security clearance. Rhyolite 38. Formerly as a government geologist and engineer, he worked in the black projects underground base at Area 51, S4, and Los Alamos. He co-invented methods used in shape charge explosive research to facilitate the building of underground military bases as well as submarine bases. So if you guys have ever heard that there's shit in the caves and underground, it could be possible. Phil is one of only 3 survivors of the now infamous alien-human war at Dulce, New Mexico, and Los Alamos underground bases, where 66 government agents and workers lost their lives in August of 1979. Now, this is the actual video. There is a documentary about the guy, and we'll get more into what happened to this guy.
You're in for a treat. Phil Schneider.
Well, they probably sung a song for him.
Years experience working in the government black projects. He carried a level 3 security clearance. He's a former government geologist and engineer in the black projects, underground bases at areas 51.
Steve Voss
has 17 years experience working in the government black projects.
Patriot recording artist. I gotta look him up now. Steve Voss. Is he still alive? Steve Voss, also known as Buck Howdy. Born April 7th, 1968, is an American recording artist and politician, serving as the mayor of Poway, California since 2014. In 2020, he ran for a seat in the San Diego County Board of Supervisors, losing narrowly to Joel Anderson. Voss was born in Los Angeles as a child. He lived on cattle ranch in Grants Pass, Oregon, and Westchester County, New York. After graduating from Eisenhower College in Seneca Falls, New York, Voss relocated to San Diego to be closer to his parents. So no mentions of him being involved in these things. Hey, patroncito! Welcome in, Patron. How are you, bro? Leah's just always bringing out the dancing corgis. Patron said, sup, gang? Sup, bro? Just watching alien shit. You ready to go down the rabbit hole with us? We're gonna find out about aliens. Patron said, hello, Leah. Patron said, nice. Yeah, man. You gotta help me find the new files, though. Or we gotta just go on the government website, I guess. Patron said, hell yeah.
Security clearance. He's a former government geologist and engineer in the black projects, underground bases at areas 51, S4, and Los Alamos. He's going to expand your mind here this morning. Please welcome Mr. Phil Schneider.
Did you guys hear about one of the mayors in California was like a Chinese spy?
Phil Schneider. I spent 17 years in black budget programs, government geologist, as engineer, structural engineer with aerospace applications.
But those are what the fuck? Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
Self-taught metallurgist.
In California.
Became, kind of famous in my own right. I basically would have a set of notes here, but they're unavailable in all this melee. Up here I have different artifacts explaining.
But those said, no, I didn't fill me in. You didn't fill you in? You be filling yourself in?
Some of them are alien metals that have been produced both on this planet and the confines of outer space that are now used in all stealth aircraft. All stealth aircraft, for instance, all black jets, what you're seeing of black helicopters and the like, the skins and the coatings and the residues that are used predominantly in the aircraft themselves, in the airframes and the rotor blades and the fans, and in some cases in submarines, special titanium hulls, in the Phoenix class submarines now.
Patron said, no, I didn't hear he was a spy filming. And oh, it was a she. Here. California mayor outed as Chinese spy. Eileen Wang, former mayor of Arcadia, California. Because it says, serious says, hijo de puta. Tu patrón or to me? Also, what's up, Kenzie? Let's get some Kenny Zunts, bro. Yo, Kenzie! Thank you for the sub. Yo, 5 months is crazy, bestie. Girl, I need to send you like a card or something. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Yo, let's get some roars for Kenzie. Let's fucking shout out Kenzie. She's like one of the biggest supporters. One of the best homies. It's just a genuine, sweet person, and she deserves all the love, guys. Kenzie's always here supporting, man. Honestly, I don't know where my streaming career would be without Kenzie. Like, have you guys seen those memes where it's like something carrying the world, and it's like they put like a caption and it's like society is like Kenzie, and it's like my streaming career. But holy shit, thank you for coming in, Kenzie. I hope you've been having a good weekend. I hope you maybe got a little kitty. Mike said, love you too, Mike. Yeah, love you too. Sarah said a shout out, Kenny. Now, straight up, dude, you deserve like a card. You know what? You deserve your own TPL shirt. Cause fuck, 5 months is crazy. Patron said, Kenny. Mike said, as long as it's pussy pink. Patron said, I mean, McKay. No, so hold on, Patron. So he said, shout out, Patroncito cara de pito. McKay said, hi, Patron. So he said, fuck you, Nightbot. So according to Eileen Wang, the former mayor of Arcadia, California, resigned on May 11, 2026, after admitting to acting as an illegal agent for the Chinese government. Charges. Wang agreed to plead guilty to the felony count of acting as an unregistered foreign agent for the People's Republic of China. Patron said, serio cara de mi riata. Hey, Nemi, what's up, bro? Welcome in. Oh, guys, we got everybody coming in. Yo, let's get a shout out to Nemi, guys. Nemi is another homie from when I first started streaming. Part of the Dead Fam. Nemi said, hope you're good, girl. Dude, I'm awesome, man. Hope you're good. How are you doing, Nemi? Nemesis Games. Sorry, I got locked in here. Into, dude, thanks for that hug, bro. Yo, thank you for that shout out. Llama Mama on a 10 stream streak, too. Holy shit. And I am all good. Thank you, man. Dude, I'm glad you're here hanging out, Llama Mama. Yo, let's get a shout out for Llama Mama, too. It's 5 streams. Llama Mama also... Oh, I almost gave Leah a shout out by accident. Llama Mama always supporting. Also... Guys, can we just get some roars for, like, all of y'all? Like, everyone? Because you guys are awesome. But throwing some fuck at Mike Furchick. My bad. Hey. Chill, ese. Serious says, shout out Obamacare. What? Oh no. You guys are just shouting out everyone. Shout out Ted Kaczynski, am I right? No? Okay. But yeah. Patron, I'm trying to fill you up with this. Propaganda activities between 2020 and 2022. Wang and her former fiance Yao Ning Mike Sun operated a website called U.S. News Center. The site masqueraded as a local news outlet for the Chinese American community, but it was used to spread pro-Beijing propaganda under the direction of our PRC officials. Patron said, yo, this is interesting. Yo, this is real, dude. This happened. Sirius said, Mike eats man ass. Yo, whoa, stop it. Stop it. I don't know what you guys want me to do. Here, this is from NPR. An LA area major acted as an agent for China. Experts say it's part of a pattern. What? A pattern? Arcadia, California. In China, President Trump is negotiating with Chinese President Xi Jinping this week. A remarkably friendly visit despite friction between the two nations on trade, sanctions, and China's role in the Iran war. Back home, court documents unsealed this week show that a Los Angeles area major reached a deal with federal prosecutors after admitting that she acted as an illegal foreign agent of China. Case experts say it's emblematic of Beijing's broadening tradecraft strategy in the U.S. and around the globe. So, there is infiltration. And I think that needs to be acknowledged because a lot of the times people are like, oh no, how could they get past our intelligence? They got their own intelligence. And China is a very well off country. They have a lot of resources that they could fucking have. Dude, they remember the Chinese balloons a few years ago? Aileen Wang, now former mayor of the city of Arcadia, agreed to plead guilty to the felony charge accusing her of promoting the interests of the People's Republic of China under the direction of Chinese official, according to court filings. The 58-year-old abruptly resigned from her position on Monday, hours after the plea agreement was made public by the Department of Justice. She faces a sentence up to 10 years in prison. Federal prosecutors say that from late 2020 to 2022, Wang and a man named Yao Ning, Mike Sun, ran a website called U.S. News Center, starting the area's large Chinese diaspora. The city, roughly 55,000 residents, has an Asian majority population of about 59% as of 2024, with over 46% of residents saying they are foreign-born. According to the Justice Department, the two used the platform to disseminate pro-China propaganda at the behest of the PRC government officials while concealing their ties to the Chinese government from public. I mean, we don't have to keep reading this article. But this happened, right? And this is from NPR, right? Like, this isn't some crazy, like, right-wing news outlet where they're like, China's okay, China this, China that. Like, this is legit happening, right? Like, this is like times, man. We are facing a revamped Cold War, I would say. Because now we're not having a Cold War most really with the Soviets, but with the Chinese. Because they have some of the best technology. They have crazy resources. Their economy is just fucking skyrocketing. Sirius said Mike sacrificed me. So no, Mr. Sin is training me my bed. Being a baby. Being a Mr. Baby. Being a baby Mr. Okay. Back to Phil Schneider. Also, guys, pay close attention. Because a lot of the shit that's coming out now, he's been telling us apparently since 95, 96. I watched this video in 2019. So 7 years ago.
All this has come from alien technology. 1947 is what the public has been told. Something crashed in the backyard in New Mexico, a place called Roswell, New Mexico. Unfortunately, that's what the public's been told. The military's known about the alien question for the better part of 70 years.
And apparently, and I don't know if it's true because I haven't looked through it, I haven't combed through them myself, but there's like, in the new files that got released, apparently there's pictures of the little alien that they retrieved from Roswell, New Mexico.
They first saw their glimpse of what was going on as early as 1909 in the American Southwest. Now, Army cavalry evidently were chasing some bandits, and they entered this cave. They were holed up in a cave, and what they found in there was flying discs and little gray guys and all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to explain that, and they wrote them down as best they could, and it's been in secret archives ever since.
I wonder if any of these secret archives are some of the stuff that they're releasing now. Can somebody help me look for the new alien files or whatever they're releasing, so we can comb through them together?
Listen, down by the Truth or Consequences area of New Mexico. Well, the alien thing is more than just what I call a non-visible threat. We on the surface, first of all information dealing with alien or alien reproduced technology or alien reproduced vehicles or any other kinds of things well hidden from the American public. Our black budget, for instance, garners $1.023 trillion every 2 years. It's over $500 billion a year.
And then they wonder where like all this money goes to, and they're like, "Oh, we don't go. We don't know where the money went." Blah 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 blah. It goes to black ops stuff. It goes to classified projects because there is shit that's classified. Like that's a whole thing, dude. All these redacted files and things like that is like classified. That's where that money goes to when they're like, "Oh, where did this money disappear to?" Classified shit.
Right now, there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States.
Okay. Sorry that I keep pausing, but that's another thing he said. 131 active bases, right? Now, who knows if that number's doubled since then, but I feel like one of them is the Denver airport. Because they talking about all this stuff that's under the Denver airport, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know what it's for." Even the people that build it don't know what it's for. And then that creepy ass statue of the horse, like with the red eyes, that's a whole demonic ass horse. I don't know.
1,577 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. Each one is built in the site. It used to be it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year with sophisticated methods. My colleague Al Bielek has actually been on some of the high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground.
What's crazy about this is I think in 1998, is when the Japan bullet train opened, and it was like the one that floats on magnets. Hold on, now I gotta look all that shit up, dude. So the test track was opened in 1997. And he's talking about these bullet trains that were floating on magnets in 1995.
Military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off of a single rail at a 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and is what you'd call high tech. We have nothing like this on the service. The public basically has been totally lied to. We're considered stupid or even moronic in some cases. It's got to stop. If we're going to gain our country back, we must, and I repeat, must we must instill in our public officials, anybody that goes and does public service, they must tell us the truth. If they cannot do this, then they must be impeached, or they must be removed from.
Yeah, I doubt that anything like that is really gonna happen. Like impeach, dude. Like the system's so corrupt now. No one's gonna tell us the truth.
Office. If this cannot occur, if the truth cannot totally come out, there are reasons for secrecy, for instance. But if the truth cannot totally come out, what's the use in us having anything called freedom? Okay, now I have pictures here that I'm going to show you during the break and artifacts, and I ask you to kind of look at them but not handle them. I have actual crashed retriever metal from Roswell, New Mexico. It's given to me when I was 14 years old. For instance, I've got other things. I've got pieces of this piece of titanium, a special titanium alloy made for everything from the original SR-71 Blackberry. That's old hat now. F-117A is their old hat now. They're making a whole new class of.
So there's like the stuff that we see now. What he's saying is that like everything, like pieces of technology that we have right now, is like the old shit. You know, the old edition of like all the shit that they do have that we don't know about, right? Like all these other weapons and stuff. I mean, here's the thing. I knew by confirmation, like this was confirmed that it was like in 2016, 2017 when like Trump started the Space Force, right? And then Trump loses the election, but we still have a Space Force. Like Biden doesn't go like, oh, this is stupid. Like, why did he do that? You know? Why do we have a fucking Space Force if we're not gonna be fucking fighting aliens?
Hypersonic above Mach 5 aircraft that employ extremely modern charged particle beam weapons. They don't even use lasers anymore. Computer-enhanced imaging radar. Although it's used in helicopters for public surveillance, computer-enhanced imaging radar.
Now, dude, that public surveillance shit too. That was what Edward Snowden was warning about, and that's why he like got kicked out of the U.S.
Satellite technology. The brand new kid on the block is a kind of infrared technology.
Patron sent an IG. Let me see. I would prefer it if you send it on Discord because then I can open it on my computer. But yeah, no, it's cool, man. I'll figure it out. Let's see. I think I found the government site, dude. I mean, are you guys done with this video? You guys want to comb through the new files that got dropped? A lot of shit is redacted. What do you guys think?
Satellite at 150,000 miles out in a geosynchronous orbit, or not quite geosynchronous orbit, but these spy satellites can literally look in and see a dime on the floor, say on your kitchen floor. They have a resolution factor of 99.999961. This particular piece of metal, I'm going to drop it on the floor here, it'll kind of ring like a bell. You can't break it. Withstand temperatures in excess of 7,500 degrees Fahrenheit. It has niobium in it.
Niobium? What the fuck is niobium?
It also has mironite in it, element 123.
Element 123. Dude, I remember hearing about element 123, and now we have like 130 elements. It's crazy. And then we're like, oh, it doesn't exist. And then element 123. I think it was Bob Lazar, the first one who talked about that.
Yeah. Please do. It's in a non-crystalline form. This is just kind of a dripping out of the main crucible. Here's a crystalline example. It's in the scalenohedral crystalline form. We got this from the large grays.
The large grays are like the tall gray aliens.
Technology. This is grown in the confines of outer space, which has not quite a super vacuum, but by the way, this is capable of withstanding temperatures in excess of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's great for certain parts of aircraft. This kind of material I work with on a daily basis. Up here.
Okay, so here's one, not to play devil's advocate. How do they mold these materials and stuff if they can withstand such heat?
Here we have a transparency of Groom Lake. Groom Lake is where the infamous Area 51, S4, S2, a CIA base, it was originally a bombing range, a nuclear test site. It was later become the most secret base in the United States.
That's still true. That's still true. I don't know if you guys remember during COVID when people were like, oh, let's storm Area 51, like, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, if you get an inch past this line, you're going to get shot.
It employs over 18,000 workers who work in shifts of 12 hours at a whack. Most of them working to cover darkness, like us. We built 9 underground military bases there, each with an average capacity capable of basically a city underground, roughly 4.25 cubic miles hollowed out underground. They have boring machines, for instance. They don't bore, they literally vitrify and melt the rock, deflagrate the rock. It's a very sophisticated laser melting and deflagrating system. It reduces the rock to a powder and then melts the remaining rock as a coating on the inside of the base, so you don't have to use gunite cements and other kinds of things like that. That's all old hat now.
Cement is old hat. Now, I looked up something a second ago that caught my attention. And I know we're jumping a lot back and forth. There's another video of a discussion that he's said.
I'm going to be very blunt about
Same lecture.
Welcome, Mr. Phil.
for instance, now quite geosynchronous orbit, but FBI agent who took me under
Interesting.
technology is just basically the new technology we get is the old hat of the military.
Yeah.
I'll be real brief about it. I carried a level 1 security clearance, the Rylite 38 factor. There are very few of us. There's nobody except myself, to my knowledge, talking like this. Nobody. I'm breaking the law. I'm breaking world as well as federal law. I'm coming out and even talking about this to a group of people. I love my country more than I love my life. 2 weeks ago, I was shot in the shoulder.
Dude, and it's true. I 100% believe that they killed him. Because, and I don't know who's still here listening and, you know, hearing me rant, but this guy killed himself with a tourniquet, you know, like the rubber little hoses that you use when you're about to, like, you know, like get blood drawn. He killed himself with a tourniquet. He tied it around his neck and held it like this until he passed out and died. The guy was missing fingers on one hand. He couldn't grip a tourniquet with both hands.
I don't want to gore you women out, but I was shot in the shoulder up here. I recently have become friends of a retired FBI agent who took me under the wing. He says, I've never seen a person braver than you. And I said, well, there's more coming. Our patriot movement in these United States is going to pick up the ball, and we are going to kick the parasites out.
It's so surreal and dystopian to see that this has been a narrative since when we were children.
George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, a few other founding fathers, Patrick Henry to mention a few, all had visions that these United States is going to live 700 years from where they were standing, and that was somewhere around the late 1700s, early 1800s. So you can count this country. This country isn't going to go to a new world order.
Dude, this country already belongs to a new world order, because in the time this guy was giving these speeches and trying to bring awareness into like this other alien stuff, Epstein was doing his thing, and then we're doing all the movements and all this Freemason shit.
I believe firmly in constitutional law. I'm not very well skilled in it, and that's my embarrassment. But I'm going to be real blunt about it. The government that is now instilled in ruling over us are ruling as we're serfs and they're the kings and queens. Now, that's a feudal system. That isn't even a democracy. We are now being ruled by an autocracy and a technocracy. In other words, technical knowledge as rules as king.
It's kind of crazy that he did say that, because now we're all slaves to our phones.
With a feudal type system. Feudal systems haven't been used in the last 350 years, and they're coming back like gangbusters. If we are complacent, if we do not speak out in droves, and I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about a bunch of us getting together and getting on this stump and loving our country more than we love our lives, getting on, some of us are going to get killed. I almost got killed a couple of weeks ago.
He died shortly after this.
Hadn't been for a retired FBI man who risked his life, his career, everything, put it all on the line, and he didn't know me from Adam. A week prior to that, he listened to one of my tapes I gave up in Post Falls, Idaho, and I'm going to be very blunt about, he said that we need a lot more of you, but unfortunately we're not getting anybody. Well, I'm I'm not the best speaker in the world, but I'm trying to relay to you that we need to get out and seriously get the message out. These shows are great. This hall should be absolutely packed, standing room only, and we should be getting the message out to as many people as we can with as many shows as there is it possibly.
My thing is that, like, why did he... I wonder if he only limited himself to speak at places like this, or what's up, because, like, there is urgency, right? I do hear urgency in his voice. And I do hear, like, a call to action. But it's, like, are we really just, like, nah, you know, like, that's not true? Or are we just like, oh, well, like, the revolution will happen, but somebody else will do it. It won't be us. You know, like, and I'm not calling for revolution, right? This guy is. Or at least this guy's calling to get the parasites out. Hydrate. But I forgot my point. I forgot what point I was making. My thing is just like, I wonder how much of a threat they actually saw this guy as.
To reach the many is the public. We got to get on talk shows. We've got to get on news shows and TV shows, and we have to really get the message out. And I think we're doing it, but it's a little bit slow in the first part. That's just that part of what I want to say. In working
Oh, did you guys see his hand?
I want to say.
Here, let me turn off my camera. Look at his hand, y'all. He's missing fingers. He's missing half of his thumb, his whole index, and he looks like he's got like maybe 2% of his middle finger there. Tell me how you can grip a tourniquet. Tell me how you're gonna be able to grip a tourniquet without your hand. Quack Attack said, is that from the flower fluffer? No, it's from the Alien War.
In working with the Black Projects, I was very loyal. And I was picked because I was very strong mentally. There's a bunch of us that were picked because we don't crack under pressure. We don't freak under pressure, so to speak. Everyday events don't bother us. Now, I was involved in something very controversial, almost totally unbelievable to most of you. Some of you are religious people. I think all religions have a time and a place, and they definitely have a place in America. Now, another thing I want to reach to you is that during
I mean, at least, you know, this guy sounded like super conservative and stuff, but at least he believes in freedom of religion. He said all religions.
In building another base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory.
Dulce.
It's a biological laboratory. On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. Then to the southwest of that, we were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. Number the original wells or drilling machines that were used were
What, bro? You already have food and everything.
2 miles
Fuck
a
off.
day. It was fairly rapid. The equipment kept coming up broken. So we wanted to go down. We wanted to send somebody down there, a human observer.
Okay, this is when he goes into how he lost his fingers. It's like break.
Or human observers, in this case, to find out what was going on. Well, to our total surprise, first of all, the government knew all about it. They didn't tell anybody. when I saw Green Beret and Black Beret people encamped inside of our geologist camp, I knew something was up. The gig was up. First of all, I knew all about the alien agenda.
Bro, are Black Berets a thing? Are Black Berets real? Oh, that's... I mean, they are real. JLB said yes. Yeah, I mean, like, they're real. Like, you can get a Black Beret. I'm just saying, like, you know, like, how are they, like Black Ops?
The large alien greys had been encamped there for, as best as believed possible, about 400 or 500 years.
What?
Had been one of their internal bases. And we drilled holes right on top of it. All the stinking air, all the black sooty air came right out as soon as the first hole was sunk, and all this soot came up, and well, that's when all the hell broke loose, really. All started. Anyway.
But Don said, I know, I meant that. What you mean? You meant what, Jamesy? Explain. Elaborate. Mister, you're stressing me out. I don't know what you're meowing. Literally, every time before I start streaming, I make sure you have food and water. And you're not annoying me. But yet you come and you annoy me.
Anyway, after we drilled all 4 holes, it took about 2 days to drill all 4 of them. And when you build an underground base, you drill 4 basic holes, and then you build called stopes or cross-member holes across, and then you use blasting equipment, special blasting equipment by the analyzation of the rock formation, and you literally blast out or tunnel out or deflagrate or melt rock out to build the large rooms that are required for this underground base. Well, in this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can.
Bro, so he's saying he was actually feet away. Feet, like just a short distance away from an alien gray. So if you guys have seen, like, I don't know, literally any sort of, like, alien, you know, media where they depict aliens with a big head and big eyes and skinny little bodies and they're tall and gray, apparently those are, like, act legit.
Imagine the person was or the entity was absolutely horrible. I didn't waste any time to reach for my pistol. At that time, as an engineer, I didn't have time to carry all the folderol of one of these big submachine guns that all the sea spray and the yellow fruit and all the outer perimeter and inner perimeter security people carried. I carried a little Walter PPK pistol with a 9-shot clip.
Walter PPK.
This is in late August of 1979. Now, you got a regular suit of clothes, you got a regular clothes on, plus you're in almost like a spacesuit environment, and you're reaching for a gun. It's not the easiest thing to do, and then to pop a clip in it.
Why didn't you have a clip in it?
And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal, and they do die. However, in the process, one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him.
It was some form of electrical force because one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me.
Look at his hand. Great. The great JLB said Black Berets exist as mercenaries as far as I know, and are used by different armies, I believe. Okay, but so they're not a faction of the U.S. military? My question is, are they a faction or anything of the U.S. military, right? Mercenaries, I mean, mercenaries are mercenaries, right? But they're not a faction of any country's military. Anybody can hire a mercenary. Swig break. That's my question, though.
And just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me. And it was some form of electrical.
Bro, it's literally like this.
Kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt. Burned all my toenails off of me. Crispy crittered my left foot. Burnt the shoe right off of me. All I remember is the smoking remains, and I'm still conscious, but in and out of.
I mean, that's the other thing is, like, how else would he have lost his fingers?
That was right behind me, but risked his life. In fact, he died.
And the thing, too, is that you can Google this guy's name, Phil Schneider. I can never find anything on him. The fact that I was able to find this video at all is kind of crazy.
He shoved me back in the bass and hit the button and took me up. And I wouldn't be alive talking to you today if it wasn't for him. I'm forever indebted. He lost his life. 66 Secret Service agents, Green Berets, Black Berets, crack troops lost their lives because the government, our United States government, lied, did not tell us anything about the alien threat. There's a war underneath there, and I'm talking dead serious. It's been going on since that time. Since late August of 1979, our military, the Russian military, basically the militaries of the world, have been in constant conflict with the outer space alien. The small gray, the large gray, the reptilian.
The reptilians! Oh, man, I haven't heard that name in a while. But that's something that does intrigue me, right? Because I feel like, okay, we have a common enemy, right? We have the common enemy that's Earthlings against people who aren't Earthlings, right? So why are we still fighting wars with each other? Is it really just to keep up a facade to make the people believe that there are no aliens? Or is someone full of shit? But now here's the thing. Even the government has confirmed, and we're going to go through these files in a little bit, but that the aliens are interdimensional creatures from under the ocean. NASA was exploring the ocean, and they quit and started exploring space because they were like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Allegedly.
The whole thing. There are 11 distinct races of aliens. 2 are benevolent. 1 had to leave here in a hurry because their world is under attack, both on the surface as well as underground. There, the Pleiadians. Maybe some of you are familiar with that. Would some of you raise your hands who've heard of Billy Meyer and some of the, very good, about half the group. Well, Billy Meyer is one of these lucky people that they figured, well, he's kind of a simple type, we'll show him everything.
Billy Meyer?
These are the benevolent aliens, and they've been here helping us. In fact, I have a picture, let me reach for it here. I have a picture of one of the aliens been working for the United States Pentagon for the last 58 years. His name is Valiant Thor.
So I actually seen this picture, and it kind of fucks me up. Phil Schneider, Valiant Thor picture. Oh, you guys gonna look at him. This is Phil Schneider. He had kids. This is the picture he's showing right now. Let me see if I can open image in new tab. So this is a photo he's talking about right now. This is the one he's showing. I'm pulling it up on here because you can't really see it on here. But this is see right here. This image right here. This figure is this figure. So allegedly, this guy right here is an alien, and he's one of those aliens that they say that look like Europeans, like really blonde, like just like. And you can kind of tell. Look at everybody else here that has kind of like darkish hair or no hair, and this guy right here just blonde hair, you know. But allegedly, this guy circled right here was an alien.
He's right here. There's my father in the background. This whole place, the ready room of the USS Eldridge, Al Bielek has probably explained, or maybe even shown you this picture. There's a list of some of the notable people in it. They're all the atomic bomb scientists of the day, all the time variant experimentalists of the day, all the top physicists of that particular day. This was in August of 1943. Now this guy has not changed one iota in 58 years. Started work, he came here, crashed here or whatever. Whether he's under duress or not, he started work for our U.S. Navy and military operations in 1937, either 37 or 38 is what I've been told. So it's, for 58 years, this man's been employed, probably under duress. If you don't do as we say, we're just going to use you for alien bait or something, I don't know. But anyway, he basically has...
My thing too is the Nazis back in the 40s, Hitler was obsessed with getting all these religious relics. He was looking for the spear of destiny, the spear that pierced Jesus. He was looking for the Holy Grail. And they were trying to also open up shit. I mean, the whole premise of Hellboy is based of this, like, I guess, rumor of the Nazis trying to find, not paranormal, but extra normal? What is it called? Not divine either, just like... I guess like mythological stuff. I don't know. But they were obsessed with trying to find all that shit.
Hasn't changed. He lives for 490 years, is what he says his lifespan is. Now, he was supposedly a semi-benevolent, he's a human-looking type person. He has 6 fingers and 6 toes. And
he says 6 fingers. Unluckily, in this image, you can't really see how many fingers he has. But allegedly, and one of the people right here is Phil Schneider's dad. Which is funny because if you go and listen to somebody like Alex Jones is also like, my father, he used to be a dentist for the government. So it's like, is all this shit like passed down?
He's got one oversized heart, one lung, giant lung. His blood vessels are bigger. He's got copper oxide for blood, similar to an octopus. His brain capacity 300 centimeters greater than ours. He has a thinking capacity, IQ. If you were to measure it, be totally off the scale, it'd be about a 1200 IQ.
1200 IQ? Fuck.
100 languages.
Dude, do you guys realize that 100 IQ or 110 is already considered gifted? And like 130, 140 is like genius. And this guy has a 1200. Nah, that's crazy.
Alien as well as others. He's a remarkable person. I had a chance to meet him one time. Now, by the way, he doesn't shake hands. He's kind of in a spacesuit because all aliens, regardless benevolent or otherwise, they're carrying germs and diseases and bacterium.
See, now that doesn't really make sense because this guy's not in a spacesuit. He kind of looks like he's wearing like jackets like everybody else, but his hands are not covered.
On them, they're deadly to us. If I were making policy, I'd quarantine them all, because how do we not know that some of our diseases like AIDS, Ebola, hantavirus,
Hantavirus, dude, that's fucking becoming a thing now. Dude, and I remember when I was in high school, they were trying to scare us about Ebola and shit, dude. I remember in Georgia, they were like, oh yeah, there was 2 patients with Ebola in the CDC. And now he's talking about hantavirus. And now hantavirus is becoming a thing. And this guy died under suspicious circumstances. Guys, we're fucking being lied to.
weird designer diseases, as I call them.
Designer diseases. Designer diseases. COVID was a designer disease. Dude, COVID is SARS. We already had a SARS. There's even a South Park episode about when they're making fun of the SARS outbreak. COVID was just SARS-CoV-2. It was a coronavirus that was biologically engineered to be more contagious. Designer disease.
Are not made from the cadavers of some of these aliens as a biological weapon to use against the people of the United States. Well, I'm tired. I'm a tired American speaking out. Now,
Hantavirus.
what I'm telling you is kind of almost like a brain overload here. Back in 1946, we set off a number, actually 4 atomic bomb tests at Bikini Atoll.
Bikini Atoll. Have you guys heard of SpongeBob? Bikini Bottom? The fucking theory we all heard about like Bikini Bottom had being a test site for nuclear tests. A test site for nuclear weapons, and that's why all the fish and shit are like, oh, yeah, like they're like humanoid because they're radioactive, they're fucking mutated. Bikini Atoll. SpongeBob released a year after this.
Group of violence in the South Pacific. I have an original photograph here with original language on the photograph that shows there is a large alien spaceship off a wingtip of a United States aircraft. It was a drone aircraft right at the point where the bomb was beginning to show a neutron flash cloud. Here's the bomb going off. Here's the airplane tip here, and here is...
No, you can't really see it. Now, if you go back,
United States aircraft. It was a drone aircraft right at the point where the bomb was beginning to show a neutron flash cloud. Here's the bomb
so there's a little, you see that little white spot? That's the bomb exploding.
going off. Here's the airplane tip here, and here is the alien spacecraft.
Oh, man, I wish I could pull up a better photo of this. Let's see if we can find one real quick. Also, here's a picture of the scar of him saying that like that lightning thing opened him like a fish. There's a scar. So he has scars. Okay? Like however like he wasn't just coming off baseless is what I'm saying. Let me see if I can find that photo. I don't know if this was one of his photos. We're probably not going to be able to find any of this on Google. To be real. Let's go back to the video.
Now, in 1947, excuse me, in 1947, questions later, please. In 1947, after Roswell debacle, our military got before the U.S. Senate. They were hauled before the U.S. Senate and says, what's going on here? Well, we didn't know anything about discs until this happened. It flopped in our backyard. Total lie. They lied to the U.S. Senate. They should have been prosecuted as traitors. Anybody lying to a United States Senator or House of Representative, any Senator or House of Representative, person, President of the United States, Vice President, any cabinet member lying to the American public is a traitor and should be dealt with in an appropriate fashion.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, that's all nice and well. But tell us more about the aliens, Phil.
This is actual proof, positive, that this occurred in 1946. Now, U.S. military knew all about flying discs, and flying disc technology is thoroughly early, as 1933.
And you know the Nazis were the reason we have rockets at all is because the Nazis were testing propulsion shit, trying to make this like aircrafts.
So remember, the Germans did too. The Nazi Germans, Hitler and all their bunch of people.
Swing back.
It gets to the big question. If all this has been hidden from us, you know, everybody says, well, where's the proof? I've got some of the proof laying on the table. But a lot of you probably are totally skeptical. They say, well, that could be anything.
Who's here still skeptical? Dude, once he said hantavirus, and I remember watching this during COVID, but once he said hantavirus and how all that shit is just being pushed now, and there's another cruise ship already quarantined, and we got 2 patients here in Georgia already with the hantavirus, I'm not skeptical. Choke break.
In my hand here, I have a piece of what's called corbamide. It's the heaviest element in the world. Element 140.
I need to look this up. How many elements are there? Currently, there's 118 confirmed chemical elements. 118. He's talking about 140. So there's still 22 elements that we are yet to discover.
Piece of material weighs 15 ounces. It's 3.5 times the weight of uranium. It cannot be made to emit gamma rays. It cannot be isotoped. It is totally stable. It is used in all stealth aircraft and all Phoenix-class submarines.
Phoenix-class submarines.
When combined with other alien elements, it is impregnable. It cannot be melted with charged particle beam weapon. When properly combined in secretive compounds, it can withstand temperatures in excess of 10 million degrees Fahrenheit.
Bullshit.
Grown by aliens who have given a good... The other side of the alien question is, some of these aliens have broken off from their mainstream and said, we're not getting a fair shake, and so this is what happens. And I'm talking about the alien grays. Some of them broken away. They're talk about not being popular. This particular piece of metal is an amazing piece of technology. It's capable of being grown in 15 different crystal systems. Now, I'm a geologist, and I, prior to 15 or 20 years ago, knew of only 6 crystal systems.
I want to see. Why is his only... The only thing about his life... Dude, he died in 96. He died right after this. He died in Oregon. Let's see what AI has to say. Phil Schneider, born 1947, died 1996, was a controversial self-described geologist, structural engineer, and government whistleblower. He is best known for touring the United States in the mid-90s, giving lectures in which he claimed the U.S. government was fighting advanced alien technology. The primary claims and legacy associated with Schneider include the Dulce Base incident, whistleblower disclosures in his lectures. He discusses high secret government projects, controversial death. Okay, so this is how he died. In January 1996, Schneider was found dead in his Wilsonville, Oregon apartment with piano strings wrapped around his neck. While authorities officially ruled death as suicide, his supporters, ex-wife, and members of the UFO community have long maintained that he was assassinated by U.S. intelligence agencies. Yeah, dude, piano strings? I feel like this guy has shot a gun before. Why would you use piano strings?
There's actually 15 if you count all the alien metals. Now, this is only element 140. If you look at the local periodic table in your local library, it says 104.
Dude, so in 96 there was only 104.
We've been cheated.
And now we have 118.
Is we have to literally ask for the truth. If we cannot ask for the truth, we must demand the truth. We must take it before courts of law and common law systems, and we must demand it. If we cannot do this, our founding fathers told us the only thing left is to overthrow, to get the parasites out. I don't advocate overthrow, but it does look like this may be the only alternative.
Shine Soldier said, "Rip Phil Schneider." Hey, dude, Shine's here. What's up, Shine? Welcome in, bro. I hope you're feeling all right, mate. Dude, you wanna... Guys, Shine is here. You already know what to do, guys. What is this? Shine said this is my favorite part of the mail. Yeah, I mean, Dude, people already know, man. I think you're people's favorite part of the stream. But I hope you're feeling better, man. I hope you're doing good. Hope work is not too crazy, dude. We're just doing the whole-ish alien rigmarole. And I got the alien files ready for when we get through with this. We're about halfway, which is not bad.
Now, I'm going to casually mention to
He was advocating revolution, though. That's why they killed him. They got a second win there, Shine. For you. For Shiny Boy. Now I got the second win. Alright, let's see.
Swig break.
Swig break.
Everyone take a swig of your swig.
Ay, hijos. What's up? What's up?
you something that's very scary indeed. And tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029.
Why the year of 2029? We're 3 years away from that. So I said, thank you, I needed that, LMAO. Hey, man, we needed you, guy.
U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know, I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda, secretively. Okay. Back in 1954, I'll give you a
These
quick
nuts.
overview. There was the created 1954 treaty where Eisenhower signed a pact with the known alien species of the time. There were 3 at the time. And said that we're going to deal in high technology, but you can take a few head of cattle and a few human beings and you can experiment on them. It's unthinkable. Stuff's...
This makes me kind of think that Jeffrey Epstein was an alien. And he was experimenting on people.
Straight out of the Nazi death camps. I'm hitting you.
Power.
BS. And it's got to stop. Now, the created 1954 treaty had been violated. After the great firefight, the alien-human war, I'm the only living survivor.
I thought he was gonna keep going. He's keeping us on our toes. Shane said, "That's our little guy. Look at him go."
Ever talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other two are in.
Shane said he had to get his it at least. Oh yeah, no.
Refuses to allow any U.S. people, including myself, to talk to them because
What?
they're people. And the Canadian.
Nice, very good.
Living survivor talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other two are in nursing homes in Canada, and the Canadian government refuses to allow any U.S. people, including myself, to talk to them.
So there's 2 more survivors of this alien war. Thank you for the roar. There's 2 more survivors of this alien war in Canada, at least at the time of this being filmed. And they wouldn't even let him talk to the press.
Because they're afraid of kidnapping. Probably the reason I got shot to pieces and 11 attempts on my life is I am a direct threat to the entire system. The New World Order, the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet. Now, I'm going to tell you something a little bit different about the alien species. The bad news ones, there are 9 races of alien populations. To look at a human being as a bag of food. They're not cannibals. They don't eat the flesh and the bones and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Guys, okay. Please. I know you guys are probably just lurking and doing whatever and like blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to go grab another brewski. And I need you guys to please listen to this next part. Okay? Because I remember what's coming now. Plus, it's my last beer. Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Alright, guys. Please. I beg of y'all. This is the part that kind of connects all the dots with everything that's been going on. Not just with the aliens, but the whole, Illuminati, New World Order, cannibalism, Island Boy, you know what I'm talking about stuff.
They use the glandular secretions of animals and human beings as a mixture of the vitamins for their food. They get high off of our adrenal gland.
They get high of the adrenal gland. Let me just bring that back a little bit. Let me just run that back a little bit.
And human beings as a mixture of the vitamins for their food. They get high off of our adrenal gland substances called adrenal chrome. It's something like coke.
He fucking... Dude, when did you guys hear adrenochrome before... like 2020, 2021. And this guy was talking about it in 95.
mean to them.
It's like Bobain.
Now, what can we do about it?
Quack said Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
We did.
Well, you know, those guys were like... Hunter S. Thompson got fucking murdered. He knew something, too.
Right now, if we do nothing, we can do nothing about it, and it'll continue to go on. Basically, we'll be left
Quack as said Fear and Loathing in Las... It was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And Hunter S. Thompson got fucking murdered, too.
in the dark, and you'll keep seeing more and more people disappear. Right now, there's 100,000 children totally unaccountable through FBI.
I'm going to turn this part up a little bit. Because I feel like you guys aren't listening.
To go on. Basically, we'll be led in the dark, and you'll keep seeing more and more people disappear. Right now, there's 100,000 children totally unaccountable through FBI archives, cannot be traced anywhere. They haven't been murdered. Nobody's ever seen them. I think they're hauled underneath in some of these bases, and they are summarily done away with, and they're...
Now, children missing. Do you think maybe one of these bases wasn't an island? How many people are missing in the U.S. right now? There's some map. Okay, some things in Google are saying about 500K individuals are missing right now. It's just crazy to think. And a lot of the places where people go missing is along that cave system in the U.S.
are literally eaten. Now, that is a scary thing indeed.
What were they saying that Epstein was doing to those kids? Eating them?
And I'm not asking you to believe me in total. I am asking you to seriously do enough homework that you can go out in through the public record, through the congressional records, find out who's voting for what, and go from there. Do your own program. Do your own agenda, and do your own speaking out. And if enough of us do this, there is some saving grace.
It literally is like that. And you can hear the frustration in his voice, because it's just like, you see one, and then nobody wants to join him. But it's like, if we all just are like, yeah, let's all join in, it's an avalanche of change. So, like, Greg.
However, we don't have a whole heap of time left. Technological governments on this planet are raping the planet. We're going to run out of everything that we need. We're going to pollute everything in sight in the better part of 20 years. Now, I know you've heard some poppycock stories. Oh, we're going to run out of coal. We're going to run out of gasoline. We're going to run out of this, that, and the other. And 25 and 30 years ago, you heard all this hogwash. Well, don't believe it. Basically, anything you read in a paper, you should take with a grain of salt.
Ooh.
Start reading on what is missing out of the article. Ask yourself, what's missing in this article that I should know? Maybe that's the truth. Fill in the blank spots, so to speak. White copy is only one leg of the triangle. There are two other legs, two other pieces of the puzzle. What we have to do as a group of people, concerned people at that, and this group seems to be quite that, is we have to assert ourselves in a way that we've never thought possible. Now, I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you, what I'm doing...
What are you doing?
Is very important.
I think... And I don't know how you guys are taking this. I don't know... You know, if you guys are actually like, oh shit, you know, like blah blah blah, and like watching this and that. But I think there's some truth to it, Because a lot of it is coming back. Like we're here. I mean, dude, the fact that he mentioned hantavirus as a designer virus, like it's like something that it's biologically modified to affect us and used as a biological weapon, and now 6 years after COVID, not even 6 years, 7 years, because COVID, like it's called COVID-19, not COVID-20. Now we're getting a new virus. I don't know. Seems odd. Seems odd to me.
One of you is equally important. You wouldn't be in this room otherwise. You know, all these other people out here that didn't come to the lecture, they really don't want to hear it. Yesterday I heard a fellow who says, I'm sorry to say I belong to this military organization, that militant organization. I don't believe in the alien question. There's no proof of it. And so I show him an artifact, and he says, well, that's nice, but that could be lead. Well, I happen to know this isn't lead. It scratches diamond, and it's harder than that. Here's a sapphire that I found. When we blew a mountain apart, all these sapphires fell out. And sapphire has a hardness of 9 right next to the hardness of a diamond. This thing scratches the heck out of it. Let's tear it apart. I'll tell you something. This technology is fine and dandy. At the risk of the human race, at the risk of one human life, it is totally worthless. We have to...
The thing that I think he's most mad about, dude, look at his hand. He doesn't have fingers.
Value a human person's life. The minute we lose it, we are dead meat. It is.
I think his calls to Greetings. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? How are you feeling, my guy? Welcome in. Is Chris D. Renegade. But welcome in, Chris. Welcome in. We're just watching alien stuff. Patron was supposed to be all like, what, into it, but he hasn't said shit. Chris said, I'm still exhausted from Renfer, but I fixed my old headphones so I can get back into making music. Hell yeah, that's nice.
We get back to constitutional law, and for our officials not to believe in it or obey it. First of all, for a politician to say, well, I believe in the U.S. Constitution, but I believe in gun control. It can't be, you can't be a master of two houses. It don't work. What you must do is tell that politician you are disobeying the Constitution of the United States that you're sworn to uphold, and you are in treason territory. Think about what you have said.
Treason.
You have 30 days to make that apology. If you do not make that apology, you are a treasonous individual and should be prosecuted.
What do you guys think about gun control? It's gonna be a spicy topic, but you know, fuck it. Let's throw the question out there. What do you guys think about it?
Now, there's a few other things I want to run by you, and they're kind of in rapid fire order. Area 51 is only one base, one of the 131 bases. Of these 131 bases, I call Area 51 a mega base. It's got more than one base in it. It's Tonopah Test Range, Area 51, S2, S4, Groom Lake, and a host of others. Now, these mega bases are gobbling.
Chris said that guy kind of looks like an alien. I don't know. He kind of looks like you, Chris. Damn, Chris, are you an alien? Dude, hold on. Is Chris Roger wearing a wig? Hold on, dude. We might have to pull up a picture of Chris and break it down.
Up our gross national product. Right now we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases solely.
Chris said, I am an alien. I believe it.
That doesn't count for the spare parts budget. It doesn't count for any of that at all. And the black budget is...
Chris said, I'm one of the nice ones, don't worry. I don't know. You could be trying to hypnotize us with your composing powers.
dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch
Chris said,
of
no
morons
probing,
who
I
don't need to
promise.
know.
He's like, no probing unless you're into it.
Basis is an executive order written during the Eisenhower era, right after the Greada 1954 treaty, and is treasonous and illegal in this country and should be overturned and abolished. You know, I believe in military preparedness. I believe in military secrecy to some extent. Because there's always going to be spies out there, and there are always going to be people that want your hunk of territory, your house, or your ground.
Power.
Maybe even a country like that.
Dude, I would love to watch the Ninja Turtle movies with y'all, dude. That would be crazy. That would be just so crazy. I love the Ninja Turtles. But the original ones. The ones from the 90s. Dude, holy shit, Chris. 75 stream streak? Holy fuck. Y'all, can we get some roars for Chris? Let me get a shout out for you guys. Please follow Chris the Renegade. He is my little Australian brother guy. Please give him a follow. I don't think anybody's really paying attention, Chris, because lecture. But JBL and Quack got you. Thank you guys. Dude, thank you for the hype. Thank you for being, you know, like, we gotta love, like, everybody who's a lion. You know, Chris said, thank you guys. Thank you, Leah. That's good. You're good for doing that one, Leah.
Most of us remember what this crazy person in Russia, Zhirinovsky, had to say. We want Alaska back. Well, baby, you're not going to get Alaska back without a horrendous fight. Alaska is my land. I was born here in these United States. I have risked my life and limb for these United States, and I love my United States more than my life. And I will defend these United States against all foreign powers.
What do you guys think about this patriotism? Chris said, but what, he's born in Alaska? I mean, when you're born in U.S. soil, you're U.S. soil, right? It's like if I was born in the Outback and you're like, oh, was he born in Sydney? It's like I was born in Australia.
Now,
So I said, USA! USA! USA!
Probably to some
Born in the
extent,
USA!
just that.
Also, guys, real quick, before I get more sidetracked, I am going to get rid of some redeems. So I'm thinking of getting rid of some Beetlejuice ones, maybe the Cat in the Hat ones. Sensational we don't really use. The Root Sandstorm doesn't work. The Fortnite one, we haven't really been playing Fortnite, but once we get rid of some, we will be adding some to replace them. So if you guys thinking of any cool redeems you want to hear on the stream, let me know. I'm thinking now like born in the USA, born like I don't know, get you hyped. Chris said I don't really get patriotism, but that's because we have an in-depth rundown of our own history. I mean, dude, Australia is convict island, dude. You know, like, it's kind of hard to feel patriotic about an island full of convicts. The reason why people were patriotic about the United States is because, like, they beat England and shit. And, like, England was, like, unbeatable when they beat them. So it's like, oh, man, you know, like, so these United States. And then the whole, you know, World War I, World War II. And But yada yada yada. Yada 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 yada.
And that is what this country needs.
Shine said, dude, please.
you
I'd spam
are.
that. Dude, okay.
Patriots, you are becoming patriots and Constitution builders. You must continue.
Chris said it's a place
Now.
the British took from indigenous people and proceed to wipe out entire cultures. So you mean any place the fucking British went to? Like, were you talking? You think you guys are the only ones?
All this alien thing is fine, except for one. Now. All this alien thing is fine, except for one thing. Alien takeover is a serious threat. Kept totally out of
That's how I feel about the Mexicans. That's a serious threat, that alien takeover. No, I'm just kidding. Chris said it's one of the many places, but unfortunately some people celebrate it here and there, only started celebrating it in the 90s. Yeah, because, you know, like, people are forgetting shit. People don't like history. I remember getting so pissed off in high school when people would be like, oh my god, I hate history classes. Like, bro, you gotta know history.
public view off the surface. I'm sure the underground bases, without question, are being used as a place to house alien takeover. Alien takeover means the implementation of a one world government. Direct opposite of constitutional law. Direct opposite of freedom of choice, freedom of religion, other freedoms that go with it. Right to bear arms.
Right to bear arms. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't own a pair of bear arms.
We are the militia.
Chris said, I believe knowing history is really important in order to understand how we got here and also to understand the mistakes we made on the whole. Yeah, I mean, I think if anybody who, you know, like, is smart enough, understands to know, like, the patterns of history. Chris said, bears don't have arms, stupid. Okay, what do they have? Legs. Paws. Okay, so bears don't have paws. I mean hands, they have paws. And you're considering their arms, their front legs. Well, let's Google it. Do bears have arms? Biologically, bears and quadrupedal animals, meaning they are scientifically classified as four legs. However, their flexible and muscular front limbs act functionally as both legs and arms.
Of the United States. Every single person who believes in the Constitution of these United States and its Bill of Rights is...
Chris said, technically, I am correct. The best kind of correct. I mean, technically, I'm correct too. If they work as both. So, technically, you're a dumbass.
A militia member. Are we going to tolerate what we've heard from Ruby Ridge? Are we going to tolerate what we've heard from Waco? Are we going to tolerate that a fertilizer bomb blew 6 sub-basement...
Shine still use a goddamn no. I mean, don't come fucking saying shit like that.
And I'm telling you something about sub-basement floors of a World Trade Center. The 29...
He's gonna talk about the World Trade Center? Hold on.
Rage, rage, fucking rage!
Blew 6 sub Ruby Ridge. Are we going to tolerate what we've heard?
Ruby Ridge was that one guy that they said was like a KKK member, but he really wasn't. And like some guy went undercover as a KKK member and tried to sell him a sawed-off shotgun, and then they surrounded his compound and killed his wife, his dog, and his son. I think at least. But the guy wasn't a KKK member. No, Waco was that crazy guy who thought it was Jesus, and he had a gunfight with the ARF. Is it the ARF? I don't know. He had a gunfight with them, and then they set the building on fire, and everybody who was inside died, including children, sadly. But Ruby Ridge was different. Like, Ruby Ridge was literally like an army coming to one dude's house. Like, it started that he was out there, like, hunting with his kid and his dog, and they killed his dog and his kid. So I said, not the first time, sadly. Oh, dude, I mean, the thing with Waco, though, I don't know why they're defending Waco right now, but that guy was a cultist. Like, that guy was literally telling people he was Jesus. Only a psychopath would think to burn a building down with women and children in it.
From Waco, are we going to tolerate that a fertilizer bomb blew 6 sub-basement floors? And I'm telling you something about sub-basement floors of a World Trade Center. They're 29 feet thick each, with 7 kinds of rebar reinforcement.
Dude, even he knew the reinforcement in the World Trade Center could handle a bomb and shit. So I said, damn, he said right aside it.
The only weapon capable of doing such destruction and melting the concrete and extruding the rebar and the I-beam steel up to 6 feet in length longer than it originally was, and melting the...
Oh, fuck, guys, I gotta pee. But last time I went to pee, you guys could hear me, so hold on, be right back.
Sugary sweet ass.
Okay, I'm back. I hope you guys didn't look at my ass. Born in the USA.
ends of it is a nuclear weapon. Now, the people they have in custody as Fall Guys may have been
Fall
able to
Guys.
produce
Dude, he predicted Fall Guys.
weapons and bombs and kill rabbis in New York, but I hate to tell you this, they did not have anything to do whatsoever with the World Trade Center bombing. The only thing used was a construction nuclear weapon. It was housed at Mather Air Force Base, the only place such things are kept.
Yeah, there was a World Trade Center bombing before the planes crashing into the towers. They were trying to fuck the Trade Center up before.
About Mather Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, Mather Air Force Base trucks were seen 2 weeks before the Alpha P. Murrah building got blown to pieces. Strange. I don't believe in coincidences. They're non sequitur. They cannot be proven mathematically, etc., etc.
That's true. That's true.
So they don't exist. However, Oklahoma City bombing, a fertilizer, and a fuel oil bomb. Give me a break, folks. You can blow that one by my ears, but I'm not a dummy, and neither are you. Neither is anybody in this room. We've been lied to, and the lies have got to stop, and they must stop immediately.
I gotta look more into Oklahoma City bombing because that was like a big thing when it happened. And when it did happen, it was like a lead up, almost like a fucking foreshadow to 9/11. Because one of the targets, I think, from the guy was going to be like that building in Oklahoma or the World Trade Center. I think. I got to look more into it. I'm not sure. But I remember watching a documentary or something on Netflix about it where they did mention that he had like a manifesto and he has like a list of places he wanted to hit. But that was a while ago. So I don't remember. I don't particularly remember these details, but I feel like I'm connecting dots in my head.
If our public officials cannot tell us the truth, then they cease to be public officials, and they are automatically guilty of treasonous acts and should be tried and convicted, and if necessary, in jail, whether it be house arrest or otherwise, before they can do any more damage.
Oh, why am I clapping?
Janet Reno. Janet Reno is a confirmed lesbian. She got out in front of public TV and said so. Janet Reno cheated her way through law school. It's provable.
Who the fuck is Janet Reno? What does that have to do with aliens? Janet Reno. Janet Reno was an American lawyer and public official who served as the 78th United States Attorney General from 1993 to 2001. Under President Bill Clinton, a member of the Democratic Party, Reno was the second longest serving Attorney General behind only William Wirt and the first woman to serve this position. Reno was born and raised in Miami, Florida. After leaving to attend Cornell University and Harvard Law School, she returned to Miami where she started her career at private law firms. Her first foray into government was as a staff member for Judiciary Committee of the Florida House of Representatives. She then worked for Dade County State's Attorney Office before returning to private practice. She was elected to office of State Attorney 5 times and was the first woman to serve as a state attorney in Florida. President Bill Clinton appointed her Attorney General in 1993, and a position she held until Clinton left office in 2001. Does she have controversies? Well, this is just Wikipedia. Huh. She passed from Parkinson's. There's like a lot on her, but not like. Oh, Waco happened under while she was going on. She authorized the FBI assault on the Branch Davidians because of reports that militia groups were en route to Waco during the standoff, either to help or to attack. I'm going into all this reading that I should probably do on my own time.
Congressional records. Also in question, it's on the law school that she graduated from. Her record is not spotless. There are thousands, there are tens of thousands of fine police women that could have done an exemplary job in a similar aspect. Janet Reno is a murderer of our children and should not be tolerated to live.
Damn, what the fuck did she do?
Those that murder children, those that abuse children.
I mean, dude, I mean, Clinton was close with Epstein's. Just as Trump. And Reno was one of Clinton's appointed attorney generals, and now he's saying he's killing children. Was there some connection to that? Now I'm curious.
Those that sexually abuse children should not suffer to live.
Okay, so he's claiming that Janet Reno was involved in some sort of abuse of children. Rewatching this video after everything that's been coming out is kind of fucking me up, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we should end the stream.
The CS gas that was poured in onto the Waco complex of Mr. Koresh. CS, by the way, stands for cesium. Cesium is an atomic element. It's an isotope. It's a radioactive compound. It is deadly to people under the age of 10. Take one breath and their lungs are singed and they die in 72 hours or less. They poured that gas continuously for 48 hours on that compound. No, I don't believe in a lot of things. I don't believe anybody is that wicked that you have to kill them 100-fold over after they're dead. But this is the mentality of the people now ruling as kings and queens over us, and it must stop. If we allow another election to go by with the same ilk in the White House, we have only ourselves to blame.
And look at where we are now with Trump in the White House.
This room isn't going to change the outcome of an election. I personally believe, I don't believe there's going to be another election. I believe martial law is going to hit this country before that happens. The way things are going.
Well, there was, no?
Because we refuse to stand up.
There was
we refuse to literally get out and risk.
I don't think there's ever not going to be an election. Because even if it's rigged, even if it's this and that, people still need the illusion that they think they're choosing what's coming next.
Our lives in talking. Now, some of us got jobs and families and great responsibilities, greater than I have. And I agree, that's tough. It's very hard. I cannot sympathize with you because I'm not in your situation. I have a young family. I have an ex-wife and child.
Ex-wife?
Defense Intelligence Agency goons tried to kidnap my daughter not too long ago. My ex-wife being working in state government services in Oregon. Picked up her 22...
In Oregon, that's where he died. Yo, this is kind of crazy. I hope the FBI is not watching this and they're like, we're going to have to take out Mike Perchik.
Handgun, shoved it in the back of the neck of this one person. Give me my daughter back. If I don't, I pull the trigger. Gave the daughter back. Good choice. Now, the remark that my ex-wife had to say to this individual was, if I ever see you again in any way, shape, or form, I will kill you on sight. You're an abuser of children, therefore I suffer you that you should not live.
So that's another common theme, is that they were already like trying to bring out the abuse of children, I guess, back then, huh? Like bring it more into light. That's what I mean.
By the way, she threatened a federal agent. She should be in jail, blah, blah, blah. Nothing like that's happened.
Yeah, because if they persecute her, they would admit that
I shot
federal
a federal agent 16 days ago. Shot him dead when I was bleeding to death with a shoulder wound that he'd shot me. He had shot at a retired FBI agent who theoretically carries the same covering as a Secret Service agent. Got protection forever. He's a cop forever, federal cop forever. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I made a report and went to the FBI. You realize, you know what they said? They said, things like this happen, Mr. Schneider. We don't either believe you, I'm using that as my own italics, or we don't give a damn.
Things like this happen. Things like this happen. Now, Schneider, that's a German name. And his dad was already working with some aliens in like the 40s. So I wonder if his dad had ties to Germans.
Now, something's wrong here. I'm not reading this right. I defended myself to the best of my ability. I was hoping I could go through life without doing such a thing. And maybe some of you have actually defended your own life in a similar fashion. It's very sad you have to shoot or kill somebody. Maybe some of you were police officers and have had to do the same. And I don't know if you ever kill a human being, you're never the same as a person who never has killed a human being.
That always kind of gets to me. I'm not saying that like I expect to like have to defend myself in like a situation like life or death or anything like that. But I do wonder like, because there's people who are like actually out there looking to kill people, and then there's people who defend themselves and they kill someone by self-defense. And it makes me wonder, like, how does that transmutate your mind?
Is with you for the rest of your days. Whether you do it in war, whether you do it in murder, whether you do it in self-defense, you've taken one of God's holy creations off this planet. And there is a void there. And I feel that, and I'm very sorry for that. But I had to defend myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. My message must continue. I'm doing it on my own money. And I'll continue to do it. As long as it takes. As long as I've got to live. I've got cancer. I'm dying. The radioactive
So he had cancer. Why did he kill himself?
substance that I got hit with in 1979, late August of 79. It's a similar form of aplastic anemia. It affects your blood and your bones. My bones are extremely brittle right now. No cure. The government never told me about that, by the way. Now, to sum up everything in this talk, there's going to be a few questions. I'll answer as many as I can for the next speaker. However, I want to sum up and say that every one of you in this room is a participant in secret things, and you're very brave indeed, and you should all turn around to one another and shake each other's hand and say, thank you for being here. Would you please do that and greet your neighbor? Now, this is the way the world should be. There wouldn't be any wars. Now, this is the way the world should be. There wouldn't be any wars. There wouldn't be any strife. Or if there was, it could be settled in a peaceable manner in a handshake. And that's the original American way, and I believe that way is still there, however remote at present time. Now, I'm going to sum up this talk and mention an overview of the alien agenda. The alien agenda is really decimate the planet to take the remaining human subjects as slaves, and the aliens would use this planet for their own needs. Number one, this cannot be allowed to happen. The world takeover plans of the New World Order, a direct carbon copy blueprint from Adolf Hitler's routine of 1933 to 1938, must not be allowed to happen.
No, that's interesting that he said that out of Hitler's routine. And we all know what happened in 39. But what was going down in 38?
That includes the name, the New World Order. That was purposely used, folks, because most of us have been lazy. We have not read our history, and I'm talking to you because I'm one of them. We have not read our history books. Things have been omitted. Throw out basically what you've learned. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to re-educate each one of yourselves and ask the unexpected of your public officials, of the people around you, your teachers. I'm not asking you to question authority. I'm asking you to question the teachers of this authority. Is this right? Is this law correct? If a law, one of the best statements to ever come out of the mouth of any human being, believe it or not, was, I think, by an incredible black man named Jesse, not Jesse Jackson, but it was Martin Luther King, excuse me, said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Damn, he's quoting MLK. White people don't do that.
That should be a motto that we live by. Not so much for the man who said the motto, but I'm sure George Washington said something similar. Who said, an uninformed populace is a populace in slavery. Now, our founding fathers had the unique gift 250 odd years ago, 200 to 250 years ago, of looking far in advance, laying out the groundwork of this wonderful two pieces of paper government we've got, the Bill of Rights and the United States Constitution, laying it out for all time. It is the best government probably since time immemorial, maybe the best ever.
the glazing of the U.S. Constitution is kind of crazy.
By the way, every freedom that we have must be fought for continuously.
That I kind of agree with
that. You need to pick
that.
up a gun to fight for something. You need to pick up your mouth.
Yeah.
You need to pick up your brain and read a book. You need to pick up your
Yeah.
and say, and when you hear somebody say, well, I believe in gun control, and you say, no, I don't believe in gun control, because guess what? You take away that right. What other rights am I going to be missing later on? Now, with gun control.
What do you guys think about that? Take one right, you take him all the way.
Gun control. There's a certain few people.
Now, I don't own a gun unless you're counting these.
I'm just kidding. Totally irresponsible, criminal, use the gun improperly, etc., etc. I'm not talking about those kind of people. There are always going to be those kind of people, at least for the foreseeable future. The average person that owns a gun has prudence, has conscious thought of the knowledge of right and wrong.
You guys know something that fucked me up a lot? Is like, some people don't have inner dialogue in their head. And it makes me wonder how they fucking think. If you don't have inner dialogue in your head?
Can and is able to defend itself, herself, himself, against foreign and domestic terrorists, so to speak. Now, gun control is an attack on your rights. If it is allowed to fully comply and go through, all of your freedoms will be removed within a 10-year period after the last element of gun control. So the attack of any right or the removal of any existing right is an attack and affront on every one of us in this room and should not be tolerated. That's that part of the talk.
I'm kind of an asshole. I wanted to spark like a whole gun
bases,
control debate.
All of them should be made public. In future talks, I'll be giving latitudes and longitudes of every single one of these bases. I've already written a manuscript at the publisher as we speak. It's a dynamite book. It lists all the secretive agendas that our government has us believing in right now.
Did they ever
Why
publish
it's
that
so
book?
much BS. Why the New World Order is so good for us. Ha ha. Well,
Yo, did he publish a book? I want to read that book. Oh, after I end this stream, I might not sleep all night, bro. It's gonna be going
believe
down
it,
rabbit
folks.
holes.
Believe in only one thing. Love thy neighbor as thyself, and ask continually questions about our constitutional freedoms and defend them if necessary. And most of us will have to probably defend them. I hope this doesn't happen. Now, I'm winding up this talk as best as I can without my notes at hand, but I'll be having artifacts up here. You're capable of looking at them. I ask you not to handle them. I want all the artifacts back on the table. And don't handle the photograph here, original photograph of the flying saucer in 1946. Now I'll take a certain few questions. I know there's going to be quite a few of them. Yes, this gentleman here in this row.
Oh, I want to hear the questions.
I've heard of Project HARP. I don't really know that much.
Designed to electrify the ionosphere, and they will be able to map all the underground bases. There was a crash of a Air Force plane up in Alaska.
Dude, here's the thing. You know, right now in the age of the internet, I feel like it's so easy to be like a conspiracy bro. You know? But imagine being a conspiracy bro in the fucking 70s, 80s, and 90s. Where, like, where do you get, like, your info from, you know? Like, at least before it's like, oh, bro, like, I ran into this Instagram reel, and then I Googled this, and then I went down this rabbit hole, and, like, blah, 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 blah. But back then, what were your rabbit holes? Dude, they used to pass down, like, bootleg tapes to each other about, like, videos of, like, alien dissections and this and that. Like, how committed did you have to be back then, right?
Week, and AWAC plane. Yeah, it was on the last day of a Project HARP demonstration.
Okay. Yes, I've heard of such projects. Actually, it was invented by Nikola Tesla, the initial part of ionizing the atmosphere. The only trouble is...
He's right about that. Nikola Tesla was trying to ionize the atmosphere and us have wireless electricity. So there would be certain towers in certain places, and they would literally throw electricity up in the atmosphere, and whatever, like, you could just turn on your light.
With ionizing the atmosphere, plants need nightfall as well as sunlight to survive. So lighting up the atmosphere might do extreme damage. Okay, next question. This gentleman up in the front row. Please speak up.
Thank you for taking the question. My question I'd like to ask is this. If the aliens have a 1,200 IQ, can speak all these languages, and are so powerful, what prevents them from just taking over?
Well, it's a good question.
They're already
Basically,
taking
they
over.
have taken over. All that's left is a bunch
Yeah.
of screaming.
Yeah. So he answered it just like I thought he would.
A bunch of us that have been very complacent. Half of the 131 deep underground military bases are basic cities for them. Right underneath our feet is a macabre sight indeed. You can bet your bottom dollar they've already basically won the war. However, they're being an alien species. We're an alien species to them, and our germs have a tendency to kill them. They're also a dying race, and they're in far worse condition than anybody with the worst case of terminal cancer. They are in need of us to some degree. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, I heard a man speaking about the same things you have been speaking about down in Australia named Stan Dio. Do you know that man?
Stan Deo, yes, I've heard of him, but I don't know of him.
Are you aware of this asteroid headed toward the Earth?
Yes, Nemesis is called Nemesis. It's a brown star. It's probably hollow. It's maybe not a star at all. Has a specific gravity of a little less than 2, 1.718 or something like that, which means it's extremely hollow and light. It has a mass of 10 times the size of Jupiter. It is so massive, it's dragging comets and meteoritic material with it, and space garbage and debris. It's dragging it at such a rate. Just the debris encircling our solar system enough to destroy half the planets of it. So, yeah, it'll be a threat. It's headed for us right now. Supposedly it'll be here in 2052.
2052? Hold on, now I gotta look this up. Nemesis asteroid. The name asteroid Nemesis typically refers to two vastly different concepts. Asteroid 128 Nemesis, a real asteroid, or the Nemesis hypothesis, a debunked theory about a dark star. Asteroid 128 Nemesis, real main belt asteroid. What is large dark carbonaceous asteroid located in the main asteroid between Mars and Jupiter? It measures roughly between 163 kilometers in diameter, making it comparable size in size to the state of Vermont. Hazard to it is completely harmless and never comes closer than blah blah blah. The Nemesis star hypothesis. What? In the 1980s, some scientists proposed that the theory that our sun had an undetected companion star or brown dwarf named Nemesis. The theory of the hypothetical star was theorized to have highly elliptical orbit passing close to the inner solar system every 26 million years. The passing star's gravity would theoretically disrupt the Oort cloud, sending swarms of comets towards Earth and causing mass extinction events. Current status of the hypothesis has been largely debunked by modern astronomy. Space telescopes like NASA's Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer have extensively scanned the sky and found no evidence of such a companion star. I'm telling you, bro, you had to be such a fucking like living for the conspiracies back then.
Within closeness of the Earth, within 500 million miles, which is plenty close indeed. Okay, a few more questions. I got to wrap it up here. This lady here. No, you have to use the microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Correlate the foreign forces with the Soviets?
The Soviet forces, the foreign forces, all of us have an alien war going on. Red Chinese right now are getting it in full brunt. The Russians are shooting down per province. There are about 9 provinces in their motherland. They're shooting down at the rate of 50 of these saucers per month.
No way.
And ships. They're heaping piles of them in outer Mongolia. Mountains of them. They just tow them out there and let them sit out there.
No way.
Yeah. You please use the microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Does the alien agenda dictate the agenda of the world globalists right now, the people that want world government?
Yes, they do in total and entirety. They may even be in charge.
And are some of our high-level officials, perhaps from the president on down, are they aware of this?
Yes, they are. They're all aware of it.
Thank you.
They're all in on it. They're all in on it.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, how else could you let a new world order happen if your government's not in on it? Well, like, let's get with the program. You know what I mean? Some people want to keep all the wealth.
What is the name of your book and when will it be out?
Well, I have several names of the book. Basically, I'm calling myself Government Secrets Revealed. Government Secrets Revealed, and please don't handle a picture. I've asked, please, not that you look at the artifacts, but don't handle them. Okay. And the Government Secrets Revealed should be out within 2 to 3 weeks at the outset. Yes, sir.
Where can you get this book? Where will it be out?
I'll have it in a brochure. I can't tell you right now.
Did this book ever release? I don't think the book ever released. Yeah, that's insane. I don't think the book ever released.
Yes, sir. The person behind you, and then the person behind that, and that'll be the...
Okay, Phil, I want to say thank you and God bless you for what you're doing. It takes a big man like you to do it, man.
Thank you.
What I wanted to emphasize here, I'll make it real quick, is that what can we as humanoids do to...
We're not humanoids, we're humans.
Humans, all right. Well, anyway, what can we do to stop this?
By doing exactly what we're doing right now.
Gathering,
listening, and what I'm doing, getting out in the public and talking about it.
Okay,
I don't fear ridicule. If someone wants to call me a brand X nut, well, I can't reach that person. I'm sorry for him.
Yeah. I'm well aware of what's going on with Area 51, and I know that we're capable of going into the future right now and coming back.
Can you please use the microphone? Or is the microphone going dead down there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm well aware that our country is capable of going into the future right now and coming back through
Please make this short. What is your question, sir?
How far can we go into knowing what's happening with the aliens in Area 51? How far can we get into the knowledge of this?
We're already full-fledged into the knowledge of this right now. How far can we go? We can go a lot further. We have to defeat the alien threat. Otherwise, we have no chance at all. There won't be a new world order either.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Let's take this last gentleman here.
Damn. All right. Well, I'm done with all these questions, bro. I feel like there's a lot.
Can't hear you. Cannot hear you.
Oh, dude. And even in the same video, there were like news update. Phil Schneider was found dead in his home in Portland, Oregon. his death. No lice appeared in the January 1990, and his notice appeared in the January 19th, 1996 Oregon newspaper.
Phil, I want to say thank you and God bless you for what you're doing. It takes a big man like you to do it, man. Thank you.
Damn. Almost said off to bed, guys. Good night. Good night, Llama Mama. Thank you for sticking around. But we're going to be wrapping it up anyway. I don't know. A lot of rabbit holes. But I like to watch that every other day. Every other time. That hantavirus shit, I'm telling you. He was calling it. But alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it. I'm getting a little sleepy. I kinda wanna play a game or two before I go to bed. So yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining me. Honestly. I like doing this kind of shit. I know it can be boring for a lot of people. A lot of people like to just kind of like game and stuff, but I don't know. I like diving into different kind of shit and, you know, just kind of like seeing things like this because it's like, bro, like there's still something sketchy about this guy's death. And even the fact that they put it in this video and they're like, oh, dude, like news update. It's a little weird. But anyway, thank you guys again for joining me. Thank you again, Mackenzie Misery, for that 5-month sub. That's crazy that you've been sub for 5 months. But thank you guys so much. And, you know, you guys could literally be anywhere else in the world. And you guys choose to be right here with me right now, just living it, loving it. And for that, I will always be grateful. But with that being said, I hope you guys stay happy. I hope you guys stay safe. And I hope you guys stay golden. Good night.
I've lost all ambition or worldly acclaim. I just wanna be the one you love.